Hi guys, welcome back. In our second lecture of our PyTest mini crash course that we're talking about, we are going to talk about how we can work with PyTest files, like test files, along with some classes as well, and how we run them all in the console, which is the command line interface, and how amazingly you can filter out, and how you can get more of like an output from a print statement, and how you can get even more verbose information if there is any, and how you can start using it for a complex test code as well. So right now we only have like first test.py. It's just like one Python file. But what if I'm going to have a second file over there, and I'm going to rename this to maybe second.test. So second underscore test. So the underscore test is very important, as you know. Without that, the PyTest command won't identify it automatically. But what if you don't really give that name, right? Like just let second.py, but you still need to execute it. What you can do is just say PyTest and then second.py. If you just execute it, it is going to work. I mean, it's not going to be automatic detecting, but you can still specify the file name explicitly and it will still work, and the execution is still going to happen. So that is still going to be the case for you. But as a good practice, make sure that you give the name as test underscore second. And similarly, the first one is going to be rename test underscore first. So it reads through very easily as well. Like you see that this is a test file, and that's what you're working with. Just give that name there. So the second test, I'm going to be running the same thing as well. So I'm going to call this as second underscore test. And I'm going to, sorry, not second underscore test. Make sure you give the test underscore second. If you're just going to give second underscore test, it is not going to work. So that the test method name should always start from test underscore, right? So test underscore second, second, whatever, second string test, string comparison test or whatever, something like that, comparison. So you're gonna give those details over there. You're gonna get rid of this one, we don't need it, and I'm gonna save this two files that we have created. And now if I'm gonna just clear the screen, and if I'm gonna run the command like PyTest over here, you see that both the tests are going to be executed right now. So you see that it says one test failed and 4 tests passing, because it could execute both the test first and the test second for us. So first, the test first has got one failure, because we know that we have that car in Karthik is going to fail. And similarly, the test second is passing because I don't have that test method there. So it is passing there. So it's 100% is passing, but this is 60% is passing. Pretty cool. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some trick there. So I'm going to say PyTest, and I'm going to use this command -v. It's going to give you some verbose information. As you know, it's going to tell you which file name and which test method is passing and which one is failing. It's going to give you those information, which is something we know already. And you can also use another command called as -vv, or which is like too much verbose information, that you can get it as well. So that is another thing, but you don't see anything much of a difference. So I don't really see there is any value on that one. Maybe there is a value, but I don't see that as a lot of value there for now. And you can also do something called as filtering of the test. So example, you have got 2 tests right now, but you want to filter the test with just the string comparison, but not the integer comparison. So I want just the string literals, whatever it has, the method name has got. So there are how many tests? 1, 2, and 3 tests, which has got string in there. So if I want to run that, so I'm going to say PyTest hyphen, there is a flag called as K, which is for doing that string comparison. So I'm just going to say string and hit enter. You see that it's going to run only the 3 tests that I have got. So 1 test failed and 2 tests passed, and 2 tests got deselected. See, out of these tests, it has just removed the 2 tests, because it doesn't, it don't have to run those tests because they are not matching the string keyword for you. So -k is basically the keyword in Python world or PyTest world. So that's what it has done there. So you can just say K, and you can also add some more literals as well, like -v you can do that as well. And if you hit enter, so it's going to show you some verbose information of the test, like how it was not showing it earlier, but now it's going to show you over here like verbose information as well. So you can also see that. So you can also use those flag as well, along with -k or the keyword flag that you have got. Amazing. And then I'm going to do one more thing here. So I'm going to use a command called as -s, but for to see that string output, you need to have a print statement. So if I want to print something, so I'm going to use this method called as print. It's pretty much like how you have used in C or Java before. It's just print statement or print method. Then you're going to specify the print here. So I'm going to say that the test first has passed over here. So I'm going to save this, and I want to print for the rest of them as well. And that is the reason why, and this is the place, or that is the reason, or that is the place where I want to use the Copilot in here, which is very, very handy. So you don't have to, hand type it. All this boilerplate code will just be automatically written by the AI. So just go and select this, this guy, the Copilot over here. And now if I'm going to say like that, type it, say print, it automatically types what I'm looking for, which is great. And it knows that that is exactly what I'm looking for as well. So it knows the pattern that what I'm trying to do, which is amazing. Let's see if that brings up. So this file, there is no pattern, so it doesn't know, but it takes some time to write it, but still it writes that, which is amazing. And see that it's written everything for me. Amazing. This is powerful, right? Okay, cool. And now I'm going to do the same command, which is going to be PyTest -k string. But I'm also going to include a flag called as -s. This is going to print out the statement as well, like the test first string comparison has passed over here. So this is coming because you have got the -s there. But if you don't have that -s, let's say I'm going to remove it, and if I'm going to run it, see that it's just going to show you the method name, like class name and the method name, because I'm using the -v parameter there, or keyword there. But the moment you're going to use this particular argument as -v -s and hit enter, you can also see the text of the print statement coming through. That is the power of -s that you have got. So this is amazing, right? So that is how you do it over here in PyTest. So yeah, these are the things that you can use in the command line interface in PyTest, and this is something that you need to know how you do it. So if you're gonna have multiple test methods with different naming conventions or something like that, you can actually easily filter it out using that particular command, like -k for that matter. Cool. Now I'm gonna go a bit more by creating a class. So let's do this. So I'm going to say Control V, and I'm going to rename this to test third .py, something like that. And this test third py is going to be test third, something like that. I'm going to hold it, but I'm not going to write this guy, but I am going to be writing a class over here as test third. And I'm going to be doing I'm going to write just that method, the test third string comparison over here. See, it's just suggesting me pretty amazingly. I don't even need to pass the self or whatever. So that the same method that I just copy pasted from here, the second string comparison, I'm just sitting it on the class file. That is the only difference that I have got over here. And if I'm going to run this code like PyTest -string, it is still going to run all of the tests, including the third test, but it says that the third test has got an error saying there is a type error, text positional 0 argument, but 1 was given. So what exactly is this particular error? You remember I just removed that self from here. This is important. So if I don't have that self, now if I run it, see that that goes away. So what exactly is this self? So the self is basically the reference to the current object that we are working with. So this is something very, very important. This is like Python concept. It is not like PyTest concept or something. You definitely need to have a self in there. So I just removed it explicitly just to show you that there is going to be a failure. But the moment you're going to have the self there, it is going to work, right? That is how you're going to do it. So any class method that you write, you need to have self in there. If not, it's not going to work. So it's going to be applicable for any number of method that you're going to be creating. So let's say I'm going to create another method called a third string comparison, another something like that. And I'm gonna do this one over here, and if I don't pass self there, it is still going to fail. So if I'm gonna remove it, and if I'm gonna run this over there, see, it's gonna fail. It says that it takes 0 position argument, but 1 was given, so you definitely have to pass in self there. If not, this is gonna fail. See, now if I'm gonna run this, it is gonna pass there. At least the failure is different. So this is how you actually do it in your class that you write it. Pretty cool. But now the next question comes in. What if I wanted to run this third test class alone instead of running like everything? Because we know we can use the keyword parameter. But what if I wanted to use the third test alone to be executed for my test execution? So how can I actually do that? Well, the way you can actually do it is, there is a trick already, is see that the moment I'm going to be running any of the test over here, it's also going to show you that there is this file called test_third.py. There is a 2:, test third is the class name, and there's 2:, and this is the method name that you have. This is the hierarchy that it's going through. So if I want to execute just the test third, then just copy this particular line from test_third.py : test third. You can just run that. So PyTest, and then paste this test_third.py : test third. And if you hit enter, it is just going to run the test third alone. See that it says just 2 tests passed over here. So now you use your usual command, like which is the -v, -s, whatever that you want to use. You can run that and see that you cannot get that output as well. See, this is amazing, right? So you can run a specific class alone along with the PyTest over here from the command line. See, these are very, very important. The reason why this is important is because now you know how to control the Python test using PyTest from your command line, and you can run a specific file or specific class or a specific test using this particular code. So again, this particular command says test third string comparison. If you want to run just that particular method alone, you can also do that instead of using the keyword. So you see that now I'm going to do this, and PyTest and -v, -s, and if I'm going to run this, so it's going to run only that test alone. See, this is pretty cool, right? That's how we do it. Done. This is exactly what I wanted to show you in the second lecture of PyTest. So now you got the idea of how you can work with PyTest and everything. There is also some sneaky files being created automatically from the time we started off in our last lecture. See that there is a compiled Python file like this. So you can't really see that what exactly is going on there, but this compiled file is going to be the one that is basically making things so much faster to execute. And you can also see there is a catch of the last failed test, and there is also like a node ID, like what tests are there, and you can do all sorts of things. So because you have got the last failed test in here, you can then use this last failed test operation to run just the failed test alone from the PyTest. Those things you can also do it way more easier. I'm going to leave that to you to figure out how you can run the failed test alone in PyTest as a homework or whatever, but that is going to be easy. You can do it way more easier with PyTest. So these are things which actually got carried over to other languages, testing libraries as well, to run just the failed test in Jest, for example. So those things you already have it in PyTest for a long time. So yeah, you got the idea how it works. So, but yeah, we already have got the whole control of how you can create a test file, how you can write test methods with test underscore, the name of the test method, and how you can create classes and then write the test method with self parameter, definitely as an argument that you need to pass in, and then you run them all from the command line interface, and how you can run a specific test from a class as well. You can do that as well. So we have learned everything so far in 2 lectures. Starting our next lecture, we are going to talk about assertions even further. We wrote some assertions, but we're going to expand that even further from our next lecture.